Thomas Redgold said, engineering is the art of directing the great source of power in nature for the use and convenience of men. Good morning, everyone. Myself, Sunisha Sharma,
And myself, Rhythm Sani.
and we are your hosts for today's session. And it's an immense pleasure for me to welcome all of you for today's online interactive session on industrial academic interaction for enhancing employability skill. Something that is not only relevant but essential in today's rapidly evolving job landscape.
We are gathered here to explore how collaboration between academia and industry can empower students with the right knowledge, practical exposure, and most importantly, employability skills that will prepare themselves for real world challenges.
To begin this session on a high note, it's my privilege to extend a warm and respectful welcome to all the esteemed dignitaries who have joined us today. First of all, I would like to welcome our Honorable Technical Minister, Shri Rajesh Dharmani ji, for joining us today for this session. Welcome, sir, and thank you for joining us today.
So, it is indeed a moment of intense pride and honor for all of us at GHEC to be hosting a dignity whose work and leadership has transformed the technical education landscape of our state.
Now, we are delighted to welcome our distinguished speaker, Mr. Shi Ramesh, who is bringing a wealth and experience and insight. And so, we are looking forward to gain valuable perspective from you on the topic of academic learning and industrial expectations.
Last but not the least, we are honored to welcome our respected Director cum Principal, Dr. Himanshu Monga, whose vision and leadership continually inspire us toward academic excellence. And we would like to thank Director Sir for giving us opportunity to attend this session.
I also like to welcome all the students, teachers, and HODs who are joined us here from different institutions. Engineer by heart, but minister by passion. We are talking about our technical minister, Shri Rajesh Dharmani ji. Sir, सबसे पहले तो मैं अपने तहे दिल से आपका स्वागत करना चाहूंगी कि आप अपना कीमती वक्त निकाल के हमारे साथ यहाँ पे ऑनलाइन माध्यम से जुड़े हैं। उसके बाद मैं अपने सभी विद्यार्थियों की तरफ से आपको धन्यवाद करना चाहूंगी कि आपके कंटिन्यूस सपोर्ट की वजह से हमारे कॉलेज में एक कंप्यूटर सेंटर की शुरुआत हुई। वो कंप्यूटर सेंटर ना केवल सीएससी बल्कि इलेक्ट्रिकल और सिविल इंजीनियरिंग के छात्रों की भी मदद कर रहा है कोडिंग और एआई जैसे प्रैक्टिकल नॉलेज सब्जेक्ट की बारे में जानने के लिए। और सर मैं आपको बताना चाहूंगी कि ये इवेंट जो जीएचईसी के सेमिनार हॉल से ऑपरेट हो रहा है उसमें ना केवल जीएचईसी बल्कि अलग अलग कॉलेजेस के बच्चे भी जुड़े हैं और हम सभी उत्साहित हैं आपके बारे में और आपके व्यूज जानने के बारे में। और सर हम आपको बताना चाहते हैं कि हमारे डायरेक्टर सर हमेशा हमें यही बताते हैं कि किस तरीके से आप हमारे और इंस्टीट्यूशन के भविष्य के बारे में सोचते हैं। उसके अलावा हम आपको ये बताना चाहते हैं कि हम कितने उत्सुक हैं आपसे बात करने के लिए और हम चाहते हैं कि आप हम सभी बच्चों को आप अपने कुछ वैल्यूएबल इंसाइट से एड्रेस करें। सर प्लीज आप हमें अपने वैल्यूएबल इंसाइट प्रदान करें।
Thank you. Good morning. Namaskar. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Shri Ramesh, who is guest speaker and who is the motivator behind this interaction. He coined this idea, and our director Mr. Akshay Sood and Harish Monga, who is principal of Hydro Engineering College, they took this idea forward, and due to their efforts, we are interacting with each other. And I hope that the agenda set by Mr. Shri Ramesh, who is a very experienced, not only engineer, but very good entrepreneur and social worker also. With his help, we would like to see that our students of Himachal Pradesh studying in different engineering colleges will gain different insights, different perspectives with respect to their careers in different fields. Our academic pursuits are not aligned totally with the industry expectations. Technology changes very fast at very fast pace, and our syllabus is not being updated as per industry changes. So this interaction is very valuable not only for students but also for faculty members who has to update their own skills as well, and the management also who are in charge to update their syllabus time to time. And I have already discussed with the Secretary Technical Education, Mr. Sandeep Kadam, and the Director Technical Education, Mr. Akshay Sood, to update our syllabus annually. Presently, it was being done after 3 years, but we have to update every year our syllabus, because very fast changes being noticed in the technological sector throughout the world. So we are looking forward to Mr. Sir Mes and his colleagues who are our alumni of NIT Hamirpur, who are placed in different industries, different fields across the world. Many of his colleagues and my colleagues also, they are very experienced at very high senior level they are working. So we want to gain from their experience so that we can transfer their knowledge to our students who are studying still in their colleges. So by the time they will pass out from their colleges, they should be equipped well with the expectations of the industry as well as the changed scenario of the technological landscapes of the world. So I would like to invite Mr. Sir Mes to share his views and expectation from the students, as well as which type of help as well as support they will extend, his team will extend to our students as well as to our department. Again, thank you very much. Thank you all, and especially Mr. Himanshu Monga, Mr. Sir Mes, Mr. Akshay Sood, and all the principals and all faculty members who are supporting this venture, as well as students who are participating. Thank you very much.
थैंक यू सो मच सर। लेकिन सर मैं आपको कहना चाहती हूँ कि हम बहुत खुश हैं कि आप ऑनलाइन मीडियम से हमारे साथ यहाँ पे जुड़े हैं, लेकिन सर हम GHEC के हर एक बच्चे की इच्छा है कि आप एक ना एक बार हमारे कैंपस में आएं और हमें मौका दें कि हम आप कैंपस में स्वागत कर सकें और यहाँ पे आपके होते हुए आपकी वैल्यूएबल इंसाइट ले सकें।
मैं बेटा जरूर आऊँगा, लेकिन मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप हमें ऑनलाइन मतलब इंटरेक्शन से या स्वागत करने से या सिर्फ भाषण सुनने से खुश ना हो, बल्कि जो हमारा इंटेंट है, जो हमारी एक्सपेक्टेशन है आपसे कि आप इस स्तर पे जो है आपको हम वेल इक्विप्ड कर सकें, सो दैट कि आने वाले समय में यू कैन बी नॉट ओनली लीडर्स in your respective organizations, but you can contribute in such a way that you can make the world better, and we can feel proud on our students that such type of students we have prepared in our institutions, those who are leading in the world in different organizations, different positions. Thank you.
थैंक यू सर। और हमारी भी हमेशा यही कोशिश रहेगी कि आपके जो एक्सपेक्टेशन हमारे साथ हैं हम उन्हें फुलफिल करें और जीवन में आगे से आगे हम बढ़ते रहें। थैंक यू सो मच सर।
आऊंगा बच्चों, फिर मिलेंगे आपसे आपके कॉलेज में।
यस सर, थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू।
Now let me allow to introduce our speaker of the day, Mr. C. Ramesh. C. Ramesh, an alumnus of NIT Hamirpur, currently serves as the CEO of Linkwell Telesystems, an established electronic hardware manufacturing company renowned under the brand name Vision Tech. The company specializes in the production of point of sale devices and smart energy meters. Under Mr. Ramesh's visionary leadership, Linkwell has evolved from a traditional hardware manufacturer into a comprehensive solutions and services provider, solidifying its position as a key player in the electronics and smart technology sector with annual revenues of more than 1,000 crore. He has played a key role in expanding Aadhaar-enabled authentication services in India, thus complementing the efforts of various states in improving their last mile citizen-centric delivery system. So, please address our students.
Thank you for the warm reception and thank you for kind words. Thank you, Honorable Minister Sir, for giving this opportunity and welcome to this small session that I intend to contend. When I floated this idea with the Honorable Minister, he warmly accepted it and then gave the opportunity. And the directorate and the faculty from Bilaspur has actually made it happen today. And my warm welcome to friends from directorate, faculty, and boys and girls of different engineering colleges of Himachal Pradesh. Let me introduce myself first. I'm Ramesh, and I'm part of 25,000 plus alumni of NIT Hamirpur. And over the last 35 years, this many of the alumni have actually reached influential positions in industry, governance, policy making, and regulatory bodies and different engineering domains, both in India as well as abroad. So this is the time for them to pay back to the society from where they have actually built their career and they started their journey as an engineer around 30 years back. So we all actually joined together and then wanted to contribute back to the back to the state, which has given a lot in the last 30 years. This alumni, actually, the modus operandi of this program is, like this, that after this inaugural session, which is inaugurated by Honorable Minister, we will be conducting a session every week for an hour or so, wherein different topics from either you can suggest as topics that are relevant for today in today's context, or the topics chosen by different experts, which are beyond the curriculum that is being taught in the colleges. The topics actually will bridge the gap between industry and academic. As a recruiter today, we recruit 100 plus engineers every year. And we know what we look into engineering graduates. It's not just academic that matter. What we look at is academics and as well as soft skills that are required, and then understanding the concepts over and above the curriculum that is being taught in the colleges. So what we will be trying to do in next 6 to 8 months, that is around 24 to 30 sessions, we will be actually touching different topics related to different engineering domains by functional experts who are mostly from NIT Hamirpur alumni, or if required, will be bringing from outside, who will be addressing the students and also inviting their ideas, and also having a small session wherein some of the queries which are bothering the young students will be addressed to their expectations and to their satisfaction. That is actually modus operandi that I am planning, and actually planning to start from next week onwards. And we might take a pause or break whenever it is required, if it is actually coinciding with your exams or any other schedule of your college. See, the overall objective of this exercise is to make our engineers future ready. So what, as Honorable Minister said, that the curriculum is designed probably 2 years back, and with rapid changes happening in engineering domain, maybe when engineers are coming out fresh from colleges, are having some disadvantages to the compared to the expectations actually set by the industry itself, because industry commercial organization and they wanted to make money from the day one. They don't want to invest. Very few industries are now with the disruptive technologies like AI and ML coming up very fast than expected, don't want to invest on skilling up or upskilling the engineers that are coming up. Earlier there was a trend where the fresh engineers were graduated from the colleges, are actually recruited, kept on the bench, or maybe in training classes for 6 to 8 months, trying to their expectations and trying to their requirements, and then before they are put on the job. But here what will happen is in probably in next 2 to 3 years time, that comfort may not be given to fresh engineering graduates. So those who are having actually, having capability and capacity to meet the expectations of the industry will be absorbed faster than those who don't have. Being in Himachal Pradesh, there are some locational disadvantages, though we have some advantages, and there are some locational disadvantages because industry is not close to our our institutions. With the interaction is not happening seamlessly as it happens in otherwise in few other states. And many of the times, those who gone out of Himachal Pradesh are don't find an opportunity to come back and contribute to the youngsters who are actually planning to start their career in the engineering domain. So we actually identified these gaps and try to fill those gaps by bringing them close to you through a virtual session, if possible on a physical session, if required, probably if possible, and if a few candidates are interested, they can be taken as interns in few institutions, few industries, and they can be trained to ensure that they are made future ready, and they can be their employability skills are improved and enhanced. Ultimately employability doesn't mean that getting yourself placed in a college or in a industry or government. Even starting in a small scale industry or becoming an entrepreneur is also required those employability skills, those skills. So don't limit yourself to looking for a job in a government or private industry, but you can also think beyond, because gig economy is growing, and probably next 10 years belong to gig economy. You can start your whole small venture, which is localized, which can be localized, and which can be whose platform can be used to serve back the society of. So in Himachal itself, there are some small concepts which can be evolved, like in the areas of tourism or in the areas of call centers, because some of the call center can be relocated to Himachal Pradesh, because you don't need to be operating from Gurgaon. You can still operate from Himachal Pradesh, because Himachal Pradesh offers a beautiful environment, compared to tariff rates. Coupled with that, I can say relatively cheap manpower, and then giving a better opportunities to localized, instead of traveling all the way to Gurgaon or Noida or Chandigarh, we can find opportunities in Himachal itself. So that's the core behind this particular exercise. So we will be actually publishing this topic 1 week before, so that you can also get aligned with the topic and get yourself ready. And in case if you have any topics which need to be covered from our end, we need at least 2 weeks time to identify an expert in that particular domain, and and he can also prepare himself. And then he can conduct the session after 2 weeks. So why the core of this exercise is that employability matters a lot for a fresh engineering graduate. After becoming a graduate, you cannot go back and do farming, you cannot go back and do any other activity. So but unfortunately in India, the unemployment is growing, and then the demand supply disparities are growing, and I'm sure it is expected to grow further with the disruptive technologies, as I said earlier, like AI and ML coming up and fast catching up. Fortunately, India is catching up with AI much faster than as it expected. There are certain jobs which will be disappeared in over a period of probably 10 years or so. There are some new jobs that will be coming up. So learning, unlearning, and relearning is the key for anyone's success. And then second thing is skilling and upskilling is the key for getting yourself ready for the future. So these two things will be covered in detail as we travel for next 6 months or so, or till department permits us to conduct, because we have functional experts in different domains. And there's one more key that we need to understand is that there is interdependency on different engineering domains. A civil engineer will not be constructing a house or a building or a structure. A civil engineer has to intervene himself with IT software for him to come out with a beautiful building. Because most of the things are software driven in current ecosystem. I'll give an example like electric vehicle. I don't know whether electric vehicle can be categorized as a mechanical or it comes under automobile or comes under electrical or comes under electronics, because it has element of all four engineering domains, intervene together to bring that beautiful product into the market. Earlier, a mobile car, is categorized as a automobile, is categorized under automobile industry. Now, electrical vehicle runs on power, so it will be a bit of electricity, engineering will be there. And then most of the modules are driven through electronics. So electronic hardware and embedded hardware is part of electric vehicle now. Probably 25% of the cost of electric vehicles is now with electronic hardware. And then since it's a moving vehicle, so it will be definitely categorized as under automobile industry. And so there are different sensors being used. So obviously a part of IT is also contributing its share in building electric vehicle. And another interesting point that I would like to highlight here is that the costliest component in a laptop, which we used to obviously feel that it is either a processor or display. No, the costliest component of a laptop is the software today. The Windows OS and Windows, Microsoft OS and Windows put together is around 20,000 rupees after the 50,000 rupees laptop. That means 40% of the cost is towards going to the software. So what I'm essentially trying to convey is that there is an interdependency on different domains. So one cannot be perfect in that particular domain unless you understand the ecosystem of the other engineering domains around that. So we will be obviously throwing some light on that interdependencies in next few sessions. As we touch the topic, and then topic related interdependencies can be highlighted in particular session. So we would be requesting you to be prepared so that any concerns that you have will be addressed on the move, in the particular session itself, or you can communicate back to us. We will be sharing you one common email ID and common number for you to raise any query at any point of time. You may take some time to address it, but we will definitely try to respond to best of our ability. That is the actually the way forward is that so until unless industry, academia, and the students come together, the employment opportunities cannot be improved. Employability of fresher graduates will not be improved. So this occasion we also request faculty to come forward and suggest us in choosing the right topics that are relevant, that in sync with your curriculum, that are relevant for the topic, that are relevant for your your agenda, so that we will try to bring a functional expertise to the. See, there is a theoretical experience and a practical experience. Most of the times we are asked. Yesterday one of my in another session the student asked. So whatever he talked about Pythagoras theorem. So, sir, where did we apply this Pythagoras theorem? Most of the things that we learn in academics may not be implemented in our day-to-day life or in our in the industry that we work for. But what it helps us being an engineer is to broaden our vision. So it helps us to broaden our horizons, to think. So that is the difference between being an engineering and being non-engineer. So engineer, with so much of exposed to different domains, will help you to think broadly and then help us to solve the problem more quickly and more fastly. And another area is that we will have a holistic approach in addressing the problem of this employability by bringing both not only technology but also adding few sessions on soft skills and practical skills. The soft skills play a major role in because a student hardly gets 5 minutes time in an interview to convince the recruiter whether he is competent for his requirement or not. In that 5 minutes, probably probably 50% of the time will be spent by the recruiter in assessing the soft skills capability of the other person, whether he's a team leader or whether he is a competent enough, whether he's having enough communication skills to most of the times, the engineers do have the technical experience and expertise, but unable to communicate back to the next reporting authority. So sometimes they, in spite of having that advantage, but most of them lose that advantage because they don't have requisite communication skills to communicate back to the management. So we will be also having few sessions on soft skills, especially designed for engineering graduates. And then practical skills, like probably we will also take you through some concepts like Aadhaar. So Aadhaar actually employs the highest number of engineers today in government sector. Around 30,000 engineers are working to making sure that every transaction that you do on Aadhaar works well. Aadhaar is linked to every damn thing that we do in a day, from registering for an examination to applying for a job to for getting your ration to, or for getting your salary to, or opening a bank account to. So but what goes behind Aadhaar, what we see is giving a fingerprint and getting a transaction complete. But what goes beyond that? So we will be actually taking you through those practical understanding of technology and its applicability in different spheres of life. So that you will be ready for an interview, because the recruiter, as I said, I am repeating that word, that they will be more focusing on what his requirements are. He will not be interested in what you learned in the 4 years of your engineering career. So when you go for an interview for a company, you need to study what that company is into, what products that they manufacture are, what solution that they offer. So what value that you can contribute to that, and you have to align yourself in addition to your soft skills, your other convincing skills, but also technological skills that are aligned to that company, because he is more interested in those skills. He is not at all interested in other skills. So those skills can be learned through practicality, understanding the practicality of the technology. So where this technology being used, how it is being used, what are the ultimate benefit to the government? Like one small concept called financial inclusion, where the money is being given in the villages through a small device called micro ATM. The ATM currently, what we see is costing around 7 to 8 lakh rupees, and it requires real estate of at least 70 to 80 square feet, and it requires operating cost of around 45 to 50,000 rupees per month, including rent, AC, and security put together. We came out with a concept called micro ATM, because no bank can afford to establish this infrastructure in villages, because villages don't give that kind of viability for the bank. So we give a technological solution to the banks at a cost of 20,000 rupees today. They all the functions of ATM will be done in a village, and now since most of the transactions are done through banks, cash, now India is moving towards a cashless or less cash economy. So accessibility to bank is very, very important for the people to withdraw money or deposit money or do banking transactions, because most of the unbanked population are brought into banking space, courtesy Manmohan Singh ji, when he conceptualized this concept called financial inclusion way back in 2012, that India is actually bearing the fruits of, India is actually reaping the fruits of such vision. Okay, so now, so what we give a solution which no one thought of, nowhere in the world is being implemented at probably a fraction of the cost of the total, with no cost on maintenance. In otherwise, in the ATM, the cost of maintenance is around 45,000 rupees per month on average. Probably it goes up in metro areas like Delhi, or where real estate cost is much higher than that. So the point that I'm trying to make it here is that in next 20 or 30 sessions or 40 sessions, we will be trying to apply technology in your practical life, and so that you can visualize where what you learned in the in your classroom for is applied, and how you can relate to that technology, how you can get yourself and from that understanding, you can conceptualize few more ideas. Startups are actually born with that idea. So when we understand one idea, then a startup will come up, and then we'll try to extrapolate that idea into another new idea, and then a startup is born. So startups can be born, by extrapolating what we know. So that is what we will be trying to do in next 6 to 8 months time. And as I said, we will be deep diving into a subject. If we will be any topic that we will choose, we'll be deep diving into that topic, and we will be actually going to the bottom of the topic. And we will also like GPS is one example I'll tell you. So GPS is a global positioning system today, without which we will not be able to travel in our urban areas. So earlier we used to bring down our car window and then ask nearby person ये कहाँ जाना है, कैसे जाना है, किस तरफ जाना है. अभी GPS के इतना easy हो गया life में, आपको you can have to just select the place where you want to go, and then you can reach that place without disturbing or without seeking the help of third party. So that GPS is applied in many ways, many spheres of our life. So the GPS is a technology, the applications are many. So I'm just trying to highlight few concepts whose applications are many, which we are using day-to-day life, and we'll also bring few more concepts which we know but we don't know where those are applicable in next few sessions. And we also brief you about certain business models that are followed in India. And business models means like I'll give an example like WhatsApp. When we download WhatsApp on Android or iOS platform, no one knows that how WhatsApp is making money. Okay, so when there's a saying that if you are not paying anything for you become the product. If you are not paying for the product, you become the product. So there are certain business model where you don't pay directly, but indirectly you are being charged for it. So we will also take you through those business model. So that if you want to become an entrepreneur and if you want to come out with an idea, so you can apply those business model on those ideas, and then in expanding your business. So that is exactly what we are trying to do, and we'll also try to try to bring some guests from outside, and then also give some lectures on some topics that and we can also make some visits to nearest industries like Delhi. If you can travel down to south, you are always welcome. But if you are wanted to visit an industry which is close to Himachal Pradesh, we can also make those visits possible with no cost to the except transportation cost to the institution. And then we'll make sure that seeing is always believing. So if you can visit those industries or those IT development centers or center of excellences being managed by TCS or Infosys, there are center of excellences where they showcase their strengths or they showcase their upcoming technologies. Robotic centers are being developed by all these big companies. We can also facilitate those visits to these places. So this is the broad agenda that we are keeping ourselves for next few sessions. So now I think I have actually taken you through what we intend to do in next few days. And suggestions and always welcome from your end, from both faculty as well as students. And we would also I can open we can open for this forum for questions in case if you have any. And I will be pleased to answer those questions in case if you have any.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I request all the students who have their queries and questions to ask them to sir. Please give us your queries and questions.
Good morning, sir. I truly appreciate your kindness and concerns towards the challenges faced in our state, to which we belong, our home. And we are really aware of these problems in our state and always seeking for a sustainable and feasible solution always. But the challenge is the industry. It always seek for an iota element to which it is expecting. And our solution do not always align with the expectation of the industries, which is the main concern for us. Even though it is relevant to us, but it do not always align with the industry's expectation. So, what is that iota element which the industry is seeking, and how can we convey our solution to the public? Please.
I just missed that point. What is that element that you talked about?
Sir, what is the industry expecting from us?
No, industry, as I said, and let me repeat it, is a commercial organization. It's not a charity organization. So industry definitely expect, so manpower is, say today, in 80s, financial capital was the capital for an industry. In 2000, human capital is the capital for industry. Finance is available. If I have a good idea, there are people who are willing to come forward and invest money into this. Even small companies like, I can say, Blinkit or Zomato, with no business, no physical assets, are valued at $5 billion, $6 billion. These are all ideas that actually, bring in capital. So financial capital is not a concern for any entrepreneur today. So what is the important capital for any industry or for any entrepreneur is the human capital, because human is the most difficult, I can say, animal on the earth. So human capital adds human capital in the sense that the industry expects the human capital that he is trying to source is ready to serve from the day he joins an organization. So this is an effort. This whatever we are planning to do in next 6 months to bridge that gap. What you spoke about now, to make sure that all the graduates that are graduating out of engineering colleges in Himachal Pradesh. I'm not saying that this rule is applicable to only Himachal. This is applicable to everywhere, and every state has some few limitations. Like Himachal has few limitations, Andhra has few limitations. Andhra is having excess inventory today. So we have 100 engineering colleges with no admission last year. 100 engineering colleges. Let me repeat, no admission to last year. So, and probably 30% of the engineers were not placed in the last 2 years. They did not get any opportunity to work in the domain that they are interested in and they are trained for it. So the limitations are there everywhere. But to answer your question in a quick manner, that the objective of this theme is to bridge that gap between the expectations of the industry and the preparedness of the students that are planning to come out from engineering colleges.
I guess technical minister sir wants to ask something from Ramesh sir. So,
Thank you, Ramesh. First of
Sir.
all, we are grateful to you for sparing time out of your valuable engagements. We are in a process to create an online platform which will serve the students to help them in internship, apprenticeship, or placement, as well as mentorship.
Right.
So I would like to take your help to prepare a list, those who are willing to serve as mentors for the students, because our students need hand-holding. With 1 hour lecture or half an hour lecture, that will not serve the purpose, I think. That will definitely help our students to get elementary knowledge, but to take the students to higher level, they need hand-holding.
Continuous hand-holding.
That we are in a process to create one vertical of mentors also.
Right.
Those who can contribute pro bono basis. It will not be paid. There are many of your and our friends who will definitely I'm sure that they will help our students in this endeavor. So keep that in mind also.
Sure, sir. See, what we have done in last 2 months is that we have spoken to probably 200 to 250, our colleagues, and many of them are willing to come forward. But what we need is from faculty and directorate is to identify the list of the topics on which we need to train them. There are few who are expertise in soft skills, which we identified, and then on engineering subjects topics. So the handholding happens, on topic to topic basis. No one is expert in all the domains.
Our management, as institutional management, as well as we expect from your side also, because we don't have so much exposure, especially in related to this industry sector. What are different streams? What are different we can say core skills which our students require to learn? So you can provide list of those skills in which we have trained manpower, or we can say mentors, those who can impart their knowledge to our students. So out of that bucket list, our student can choose which suits to their taste. That would be more, we can say, convenient for the students.
Definitely, sir. Definitely, we will do it. Yeah, we will do it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. If anyone from any other institute have any questions and queries, they can also ask sir their queries and questions.
Sir, thank you so very much for your wonderful message to the students. I am the director of Government Hydro Engineering College. I will further elaborate what that boy asked. Actually, he said their students are making so many good projects. Actually, those projects are getting converted into prototype, but they are not getting commercialized. He was asking how to convince the industry that they should invest in us so that their ideas, they get commercialized also, and the industry gets closer to the academia. And how our acceptability to the industry can be enhanced. How should we go ahead with that?
Very good point, sir. Actually, see, I think I'm more keen to answer this particular question. See, we as an industry always look at the BOM of that particular product or idea. See, the BOM is the input cost for any idea or product. So if the BOM is competitive, so there are two kinds of projects. One is academic projects are different from the commercial projects. The moment we talk about commercial project, there are 5 factors that come into picture. The one is that there's a demand first for that product. Second is that the competitive pricing for that product. Third one is that the inputs that are available or not. You may get one particular component for making a product, but whether that particular vendor who is manufacturing, especially when I talk about, say, ICs in electronic trade, the ICs become obsolete very fast than what we expect. Many of the ICs are actually having a very shorter life cycle of 2 to 3 years. So the moment, I don't have time to go to the market if the life cycle is shorter. So what we look at it as life cycle of the components that are being used in preparing the product. Fourth one is that the overall look and feel of the product. So these are the parameters that we consider. So first is demand. Second one is that BOM of the product. Third one is that availability of the components. That is, you might get for your product for preparing a sample, but for us to commercialize the product, produce it, we require continuous supply of that particular components or item, whatever that you talk inputs. And fourth one is that the cost of the total project should be competitive, the cost, and the reliability of the product should be thing. Any idea that you have, you can bring it to just our notice. You don't need to share the IP of that idea. You can just, give me some brief about that idea. If that can be commercialized, I can use this platform, bring a prospect to industry partner or, venture capitalist. We can, in case if that boy or girl wants to start their own company, I can bring investments. Or if someone is willing to give that idea, we can bring prospect to partners who can invest into that idea and then convert into a product form that can be marketable. That is marketable.
Sir, another thing is that yes, definitely the industry is somewhere away from us. Definitely, the geographical disadvantages with some of the government engineering colleges also. We wish to have center of excellences established at our institutions also. Can we get connected with the industry? How to proceed with that? Can you also help in that? You said industrial visit is one part where you can help. So similarly, sir, if we can provide space to some industry so that our students, while studying here, if they get some exposure to the latest things happening at the industry, latest technologies being implemented. You said yes, software is now which we cannot neglect. So every skill is to be provided to the students while the student is studying at the institution. So sir, kindly tell something about that also. Can industry come closer to the academia, and how should we proceed in that also? How should we?
Yeah, thank you, sir. We can add value in two forms, sir. One, A is that in setting up, in actually, creating the concept of center of excellence, A, in what it should have and what should not have. Second one is that we can also bring funds under CSR. There are some, organizations who are willing to fund in case if funds is an issue. So we can bring funds, from outside, and then we can also bring expertise in setting up that center of excellence. You just let me know the broad agenda of your center of excellence, whether you are trying to look into IoT or AI or ML, because center of excellence is actually focused on one particular or maybe two lines, not all the lines. So if you can identify your line of activity, we can definitely bring expertise, funds, and also the overall concept of that center of excellence can be designed by our teams.
Hydro Government Engineering College, we are more inclined for renewable energies, and with the blessings of our honorable technical education minister also, we are soon setting up a digital university also, and skill centers also. So definitely initiatives are being taken, but most of the things has to be happened from our side also, because we as faculty members also of the technical education department, the students also, we have in us, we have something in us, we can contribute in that direction. But the only thing is we need industrial element, the some touch to the industry also, so that we can take it further to the next level. Our students, they should be knowing about, they are working a lot, they are taking the societal problems also, they are working on that, they have started doing that, because we are participating in hackathons also. This is happening recently with the technical education department. So students, they are now giving a good thought to what they should be doing as a technical education student. This is happening to all the institutions of technical education now, and we have come under a umbrella also. Otherwise, we were working in a silos, we were working in isolation. So I think few changes have already started in the department under the visionary leadership now. Our Secretary of Technical Education, the Honorable Minister himself, is from the technical side. So we all feel like now we should be working hard and we should be doing something extra. In that, sir, we need your support also. Whatever inputs you can provide, we will be willingly trying to work in that direction also. Thank you very much.
The renewable energy is obviously is an upcoming and industry, sir. And we have friends who are working, have a deep experience into this particular domain, both in solar and wind, and as well as wave, sea wave, this thing. So we can set up that center of excellence around the renewable energy much faster than anticipated. There are some friends who are already working for renewables. We can have a one-to-one meeting with them, or probably I can have a small call outside this system, in next few days time, whenever it's convenient to you.
That will be great, sir. Thank you so very much. Sir, actually, we are starting with the master's program at Hydro, and we are starting certification courses related to renewable energy very soon. So in that also, it will be great help. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I request again, if any student or any teacher have any queries or question to ask from sir, they can freely ask them.
Good morning.
student of as a student of fourth semester CSA, I am trying to understand about company expectations. As I noticed that some product based companies and often startup companies want students to have practical and hand on experience before graduation. So I want to know how we can gain that experience during our academics.
See, the West has followed a simple technique called internship during the 4 years program. So last 6 months is dedicated for internships, where the prospective student is expected to work for an industry of his choice or her choice, and understand the technology and get herself or himself prepared for the requirements of the market or requirement of the industry. So probably internship programs I can organize for a few students. Probably as we go, as we more and more mentors keep talking to you, probably you can speak to them as well. Because if someone is interested in, say, in the domain that I am working currently, I am ready to take like we have few of interns from Symbiosis now working with us for last 2 months. So, and they will continue to work for another 3 months. So see, this is a 5-month program as a part of their curriculum. It is designed in a way that they will be working as an employee, as an intern for us, and getting exposed to all sort of technologies here, all sort of applications that we've been doing, and then probably they get an occasion to even speak to few of my customers. So internship is the key to that. And second thing is that you can visit industries, but it's not a I can say short trip to industry will give you some idea about how industry works, so that you can also get yourself ready for it. But as 4 to 5 months industry internship should be made mandatory across the streams.
Sir, as a student, we often struggle about balancing maintaining a good CGPA and focusing on skills development like coding or projects. What the right balance that company expects for us?
Okay, I'll tell you an example before I answer your point. Like CCTV, we see everywhere, right? CCTVs. It's a hardware product which primarily used to capture the movement of object, humans, or any other thing that actually. So CCTV is no more a hardware product. CCTV is a solution. CCTV just captures the image. What is actually being processed? Earlier, there is a security guard who is sitting in a room, looking at the TV, watching all the screens of 20 cameras, and then finding out who is going out, who is coming in. So companies don't have the time to look into the TV to identify what's happening at 20 different locations across the organization, right? So what they come out with a simple video analytic solution. Analytic solution will tell you if there is non-linearities. Non-linearities means if someone is trying to enter in through a window, or if someone is trying to enter after office hours, if someone is trying to switch on the light, say after 9 o'clock, there's certain parameters which are defined. Okay, in case if there's a deviation from the set parameter, it is considered as a deviation. So those deviations will be highlighted and alerted. Alert will be generated accordingly. So a CCTV today is no more a hardware product. It's actually analytical, a software solution that adds more value than what we expect. In this case, you have to continuously watch, or you have to go back into the videos that are being stored in your storage system to see what happened after, say, in last 24 hours. But in this case, an alert-based system is being generated. So what I'm trying to say is that you have to add value to your skills. How you can add value to your skills is YouTube is the biggest mentor today in today's world. So the topic that you choose, identify videos around the topic. Just go through, ask yourself, and then understand how world is moving. How world is moving on those technologies, and get yourself ready for it. A teacher in a period of say 45 minutes, 50 minutes can only touch those technical aspects of the subject, but will not be able to take you to the entire ecosystem that is being built around the technique. So that students have to move forward, and also show some interest in learning from the system. That is why we are not blessed with that kind of technology when we were graduating in the 1990s. but you are blessed with that kind of technology, and it's available for free. You don't need to even pay for it. It is available for free. So please spend time in the areas of your interest. First thing is choosing your area of interest is key to your success. Being engineer, I have seen, I'm an engineer by education, but by profession, I'm a marketer. I'm not designing any product. I help people to, I only convey my requirement to my engineering team. Otherwise, I don't design it. Though by education, I'm an electronic engineer. So my request is, you don't get a chance to, change the course of your life in the middle of your career path. It is always better to choose, and then weigh both pros and cons in the stream that you want to do first, and in the area of within the stream, in the areas of operation that you want to get into, and then equip yourself with the relevant degrees. There are free courses available today. Amazon offers, Google offers. If you are into software development or cloud sourcing or outsource, there are many free courses are available. So please enroll yourself. That comes again with no cost, or maybe at limited cost. So, but those certifications have a lot of validity when you bring your resume packed with those certifications to the recruiter. So what I suggest is to spend time outside your classrooms. Classroom is only one foundation, where foundation is being laid. But how you take off the career path depends upon how do you add value to yourself, for which you have enough information and resources available around you.
Yes, sir.
Sir, she asked, is marks or the skill, or both? Which is more important for industry?
Marks is to enter into an interview room, but skills is to get yourself recruited. So both are important. I don't say marks are only important. Marks are, from a recruiter perspective, and I'm sure HRs are trained today. HR professional trying to because the demand is more, and then supply is more, demand is less. So they have to apply some filters. When they apply filters, the first filter that they apply is obviously academic record. The second filter comes into meeting room. So for you to get into interview room, you need to have enough, a threshold. You need to cross that threshold. But to be recruited, you have to have that additional skills that are required for that particular industry.
Good morning, sir. Sir, as an industry expert, what major gaps that you see between we are learning in our colleges and that industry demanding? What are the major gaps and how we can fulfill them?
I'm not privy to the curriculum that you've been following, but if I look at it a helicopter view, and this problem is common across the country. I'll give an example today. Let me share that example with you. We went to Taiwan around a month back, and we were discussing about their curriculum, in Taiwan. So the people, the students from 5th class onwards are taught about AI and IoT and applications of AI and IoT. There are hospitals built in China where there is no physical doctor available, from receptionist to checkout, from surgeries to medication. Everything is controlled by a concept called humanoids. China is planning to export 1 lakh doctors next year. 1 lakh doctors. That means a man-made doctor, a human doctor can work for 8 hours, maybe 10 hours if he can stretch himself. But a humanoid can work for 24/7 with the highest precision. The surgery is done by humanoid, as the survey goes, that are more precise than a human doctor, doing a surgery. So what I'm trying to say is that the curriculum, one is obviously the fixed curriculum, which is beyond our control to change it. But at the same time, you can always upskill yourself, as I was telling you, to just going through these concepts that are moving around, and just to know yourself so that you can be confident. Knowledge gives you confidence. Once you have knowledge, once you have information, that gives you confidence. You can confidently speak. If you don't have that understanding, suppose if someone quote, what do you mean by humanoid in an interview? If you don't know what the meaning of humanoid, forget about what it does, then obviously your confidence levels will go down. So it is always important for you to understand the jargons of the trade. So for you to, face any kind of, interview. So at second point, I'm talking about the curriculum is, what machine can do is not taught in Taiwan. Like in our childhood, we used to be taught, what you call these tables up to 20 or 30 or 25. So what they are told is the concept of table is being taught to them. The concept. Once concept is told to them, they know if it is 2 is to 2 equal to 4, 20 is to 2 equal to 40. So they don't need to teach up to 20 tables. One table is told, and the concept behind the table, the application behind that table learning is told to the student. A student can extrapolate it further. So the curriculum is designed in a way that what machine can do, man need not be told about it. Since you are going to handle a machine tomorrow, your skills should be more than what machine consisting of or what machine can deliver. So earlier we used to learn from computers. Now with AI coming in, computers will be teaching you. Computers will be controlling you. Earlier we were controlling computers. Now there will be a day where computers will be controlling the entire humanity. So to answer your point, the upskilling of ourselves beyond the curriculum is key to our success.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, for this wonderful session. I'm sure your knowledge is surely going to help in making us industrial ready. Thank you.
Now, I would like to request our director, sir, to please thank all the dignitaries who have joined us today. Sir, please come on the stage.
Thank you very much, sir. Our Honorable Technical Education Minister, sir, Ramesh, sir. Thank you so very much, sir, connecting to my students and the students of Technical Education Department. Under sir's visionary leadership, sir, we are really trying our level best. All the institutions I am talking about, and on behalf of everybody, all the every single student of the Technical Education Department, the director cum principals of all the engineering colleges connected in this online interaction session, I can assure you, sir, definitely I have been with you. I have seen your working style also. I can assure everybody that definitely we are in the safe hands, and your vision is always driving us towards the excellency, sir. Thank you so very much, sir. Definitely, Ramesh, sir, we will get connected to you, and we will take all the profits and whatever you will bring to this technical education department through, sir. That is really a great gesture, sir, for the state also. And it is now up to us that how we take some benefit out of your expertise. Definitely, sir, industrial element you touched. Definitely, you said about the skills. Those are required to be given to our technical education students. Maybe, sir, soft skills also. Maybe the software trainings also. How should we be pushing our students for the goals set by our worthy honorable technical education minister? That is very well taken, sir. Definitely, I will personally be remain connected with you, and definitely we all will be trying to fulfilling the objectives set by the technical education department as a whole. Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you, our technical education minister.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to conclude this wonderful session by thanking our minister, Sri Rajesh Ji, our guest, this session. Thank you, everyone.